So I want to call back the number that was just used as the means of audible activity as Choi approaches my office. This is the pattern of conduct, and this is demonic activity. While an entity engages in the criminal elements of monitoring, that's the pattern of conduct. Okay, so I'm calling back the number that was just used. Just calling my phone is a method of audible activity creation. The presence of a third party in your path and that simultaneity of audible activity. It is the P.O.C. Okay? Okay, that's the number that just called me while, again, his name is, it's at 10:52 is when they call. 10:52 is when he walks up to my door. That's the ongoing documented act of the ambush-like conduct. Demons waiting in your path. Demons crossing path. The simultaneity of audible activity creation. You're creating light activity moving around in the engineered environment. This is the pattern of conduct. And you're subject to this psychotic conduct by a bunch of demons who are monitoring you, and they're doing it in the workplace, okay? That was third-party group stalker of 1814, number 5, Joseph Choi. Heavily documented group stalking about a week and a half ago with another third party who came under the guise of wanting an application, was having a good old time engaging in documented terrorism, and upon his federal prosecution, he's going to be shipped back to whatever country is his place of origin, if it's not the United States, which I suspect that it's not. And I believe his name was Roger, or at least that's the name that he gave me. And Choi was here monitoring with him while LAPD was literally having a field day, just flying in circles over and over and over again. If you'll recall that well-documented P.O.C., well, that gentleman that you just saw, well, he's not a gentleman, that third party that you just saw approached, he's still monitoring. That's impunity, and that's why all 59 units are going to federal prison. This is systematic engagement, criminal facilitation by a whole property. They're also sex offenders that are keeping you under surveillance inside of your private space. And that's how you end up with the impossible light activity that you see inside of my apartment all day long. That's how you have things such as documented terrorism as the sun is rising and setting above you. That's terrorism, because that's not the natural environment. And the entity is doing that for purposes of keeping you under surveillance while they're using helicopters, as you saw. It is currently, again, 10:57 a.m., and that's the entity that's listening to me document them and then engaging in another iteration of the P.O.C. It's the criminal elements of monitoring that you're paying attention to. It's demonic activity, and it is revealing the mental illness of a population that is targeting you. This is in concert with a corrupt law enforcement agency. That is indeed the public safety concern. Again, it is currently 10:57 a.m. This is P.O.C. This is all criminal conduct that I'm subject to, again, in the workplace. So this is documentation of what is the civil and criminal grounds of prosecuting Todd Speaker. And these are the third-party group stalkers that live at the property, engaged in what is 24-hour ceaseless surveillance and many of the malicious means that you just saw iterated. While I'm on a communication device, while I am remaining in relevant position, while I remain wherever I'm at, and third parties come into path, which is crossing path, and the elements of monitoring, that's what you're paying attention to, the environment that they surround you. They're maintaining an environment at all times. All right, this is P.O.C.